Hello and welcome to your Mechanical Hand Kit from Napa STEM Academy. Today we're going to show you how to get started with your project and also talk about how having an innovative, problem-solving mindset has helped humans create different adaptations around uses for the human hand. But first, let's make our mechanical hand. Here are some things you should have with you before we get started. Your mechanical hand kit with everything that came inside of it, a pen or pencil, a pair of scissors, and your instruction sheet with the hand template on it. Once you have all these things, you're ready to go. You can use the instruction sheet to keep you going in the right direction, or to help you go back if you need to rework the steps. There's also a QR code on the sheet you can use to link you back to the page with this video and other resources on it, including your science lesson. To begin, let's prepare pieces we'll need to make our mechanical hand. Cut out the hand template in your packet. Next, trace the hand onto a piece of thin cardboard and cut out. Using the ruler at the bottom of the page, we're going to cut our straws into 27 pieces of specific sizes to represent the 27 bones in your hand. Now this part is really important. We need to cut the exact sizes so that the fingers of our mechanical hand will flex once the straw bones are attached. Cut 15 pieces of straw that are 1/4 inch. Next, you'll need 7 pieces of straw that are 1/2 inch. Finally, cut 5 pieces of straw that measure 1.5 inches. Phew! Now we're finally ready to move on. Go and find your one long piece of string. We're going to cut it into 5 equal pieces that are about 14.5 inches long. Next, we'll prepare our pipe cleaners. Pick them up and cut 5 3-inch pieces of pipe cleaner. Okay, now we're ready for the build phase. If you want to have some fun before you tape the straw bones onto your hand, use some art supplies you have at home to add your own flair. On the back side, you can decorate your hand by drawing on some jewelry or tattoos, or give your hand a manicure and paint on some fingernails. If you have some fun stickers you'd like to add, go for it. Once it's dried, turn it back over and let's keep going with our mechanical hand. Using tape, attach pieces of straw to the hand, matching the size of each straw piece to the measurements shown on the hand template. You'll need to cut your tape in half so that it will be the perfect size for your straw. Technique is important when using the tape. You want to put the tape carefully around about half of the straw before you place it in the right place on your hand. This way, the tape can secure around the sides and keep it from moving or being knocked loose once you attach it. Now that all our straw bones are attached, it's time for the ligaments that will give our fingers the ability to move, the string. Tie a bead to the top of each piece of string you cut earlier. We're going to use the pieces of pipe cleaner we cut like a needle to thread the string through our straw bones. Wrap the bottom of the string around a piece of pipe cleaner and thread through the straw in a straight line. Repeat the process with each of your 5 fingers. Once through, tie the string to a pipe cleaner to secure, and then, using your finger as the guide, wrap the pipe cleaner around your finger, bending the edges so that they stay closed, to make a circle-shaped pulling device you can use to move that finger. Finish this process with each of your 5 fingers. Ta-da! Now you can move all 5 fingers of your mechanical hand independently. Hands can do so many things, but one of the coolest things they can do is help us speak to one another. Sign language is a language mostly used by the deaf and/or mute communities to help them talk to everyone. The deaf community is a group of people who have different degrees of hearing loss. Hearing loss is a whole spectrum of different symptoms, but the basics are that their hearing has been lessened in some way. Sometimes their hearing is completely gone. Mute people are people who either cannot or choose not to speak. It's important to know that not every deaf or mute person knows or chooses to use sign language, but many do, and an entire language was born based on hand and finger movements, which are mixed with facial expressions to add meaning. It is amazing to think that our hands can say just about anything our voice can. Humankind used a growth mindset to find new solutions and methods of communicating, just as we did when we created the verbal languages we have today. Fingerspelling is one of the first things people learn about sign language, because once you know it, you can pretty much spell any word you know how to. Wiggling fingers around is not something everyone can do. Some people may have disabilities or injuries that make it hard or even impossible to move their fingers and toes. Others may have been born without a hand or foot, or had to lose them because of an accident or illness. There are many solutions for people who have lost movement or lost limbs. Some people simply learn to live their lives without them and live fully and happily that way. Others choose to use modern robotics and technology to give them something called a prosthetic limb. These limbs are made with engineering to create a metal and plastic substitute for a limb they may have lost. If you want to see some really cool prosthetic limbs at work, check out pictures of the Paralympics, a competition where many athletes with disabilities compete in Olympic events. Scientists, doctors, and engineers have worked together to develop robotics with fine motor skills, similar to many of ours. In fact, entire surgeries can now be done with mostly robotic tools. These tools are, of course, under the control and careful watch of surgeons. This new and growing technology allows surgery to be much less invasive. This means that it can be faster and easier to recover from the surgery, and the scars from it can be minimal to none at all. The invention and development of robotic surgery is a perfect example of how a growth mindset can help create new and creative solutions. We hope you had a blast today making your own mechanical hand and learning a bit more about how human hands and brains have helped adapt and change the world around us. Bye for now.